The sacred is revealed in the ordinary. There is a beauty in this. But how do we discover the mystery of the sacred in our seemingly mundane existence? Welcome to Revealed, a podcast sponsored by Resurrection Catholic Parish in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Let's join our hosts, Katie McAllister and Tony Pickler, as they explore the lives of people, organizations, and resources that will help us delve into the sacredness of the ordinary.
Welcome to Revealed, where we will be diving into where the sacred is found in the ordinary lives of our two very special guests. Tony, why don't you introduce our guests?
Yeah, so today we're really privileged to be able to introduce to you two of our high school young people who are completing their high school careers.
I think they're already done, right? They're done.
They're done. All right. Well, they're going to graduate. Get a piece of paper that says they're done this coming Monday. And from East De Pere High School, we have...
You can correct him. It is De Pere.
We have Evan Hoffmann and Jillian Joseph. So welcome to Revealed.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So why don't we start with Jillian, women first. Jillian, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm graduating from De Pere High School.
Was that East De Pere or West De Pere?
No, just De Pere.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Just De Pere High School on Monday, and I'm headed to Northern Michigan in the fall.
Okay.
And I'm Evan Hoffman. I'm also graduating from De Pere on Monday. And I'm going to Madison in the fall for kinesiology right now, but I might change it.
Okay. All right. Maybe we'll delve more into that in a little bit. But
what about your family? Who are you in your family and that kind of stuff? And what do you do for fun?
I'm the youngest kid in my family. I'm the last one.
Amen, sister.
Yep.
I'm also the youngest of three.
Amen, brother.
And what do your parents do, Jillian?
My dad is the principal at De Pere, and my mom is a teacher within the district.
Okay.
And my dad's a IT guy at Humana, and then my mom just cleans houses.
not just clean houses.
She's going to be listening to this, by the way. So I've been told by one of those parents that you have known each other your entire lives, and even before you were born. So tell us a little bit about what that's all about.
Well, our families have been friends for Ever, yeah. Yeah, our siblings all know each other, so we were kind of connected before we were even born. And then our moms both got pregnant around the same time, and they ended up having hospital rooms right next to each other. And Jillian was born the 6th of April, and I was born the day after, so our whole lives.
Wow. It kind of reminds me a little John the Baptist and Jesus, just saying how you guys knew each other from the womb. So one of you probably leapt in the womb, right? Yeah, when you saw each other. Yeah. That's my corny joke, my corny churchness.
So if you've known each other since birth, how has this friendship developed and grown and changed over these years, from when you were little tots to now graduating from high school?
Evan lived right around the corner when we were younger, and so Nicole would always bring me to school when my parents couldn't, and my mom would bring Isaac to school. So then going to the same school, having the same teacher some years, that brought us closer.
Yeah, we're basically brother and sister.
Yep.
That's how I put it.
Talk a little more about your high school experience, particularly. What have you been involved in? What have you had jobs? What have you been doing during these high school years?
We both played golf throughout high school, and I played basketball as well. And then for my senior year, I started working at St. Vincent's Hospital as a CNA, and so I've been busy with that all year.
Yeah, it's been a crazy 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
We had COVID freshman year, kind of cut our year short. But like what Jillian said, I played golf, basketball for a little bit, and I've been working at a landscape place for the past 4 years.
What was your favorite subject in school?
You can't say gym or lunch.
I feel like it depended on the year, because I used to be really good at math, so I really liked math. And then this past year, I did not really like math.
Join the club.
I would say math is my favorite.
Okay.
I've just been naturally gifted at it, so.
Okay. And how about least favorite? Do you have a least favorite?
I am not a big ELA guy.
I'm not either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about you guys? What was your favorite subjects?
History all the way.
Yeah, otherwise I was going to
history.
say social studies.
Yeah. I would say history and English. I really liked English, but I was right with you with math. Ooh, it's a bad subject.
It depended on the math too. Like algebra, I loved algebra.
But geometry?
Oh, I love geometry.
No, just right downhill.
Oh, calc is where I lost
loved addition and subtraction. And then when I got to word problems, and then algebra, geometry. Bad,
But you should have liked word problems. It was ELA. It was language arts.
Yeah, well, no, thank you.
Now, one thing that I've known you guys since, sixth grade or whenever I came to Res, and you've always been involved. And I know high school, and with COVID especially, it's got a little crazy. But how has your faith life and your involvement in Resurrection kind of helped you through your teenage years into this point?
I think the biggest thing that, like, faith-wise was definitely, like, the mission trips we went on. That was, like, a huge humbling moment and just kind of, like, the beginning of our faith, I think.
Yeah, and I feel like even with volunteering through the church and the mission trips and everything, like, it gave us something to look forward to for the summer, for the weekend, even handing out donuts. Like, it gave us something to look forward to.
And even the granola bar drive, too.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy to see we raised that many granola bars to help out.
Yeah.
So I want to get back to the granola bar collection, but just in terms of the service experiences that you've had, why do you do service? What is it about service that, makes an impact on you?
Showed me the world, showed me the rights and wrongs and what I could do to help.
Yeah, I think just the idea of helping others who, are less fortunate than you, it kind of humbles you, brings you back down to earth.
So we did the granola bar collection this past fall, so almost going on a year now. But that wasn't the first time it ever happened. Can you talk a little bit about how that developed, and then how did you two pick up on that?
My brother started it. So he started that, I want to say in 2017. And then that was his senior year, and it being like our senior year, we thought we'd bring it back and help out.
And who did it help?
Oh, all of the kids in our district.
And other districts, too.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Even the West De Pere kids, I think, right?
Yep.
Even them. How has Resurrection Parish helped your faith growth, or not? What are some ways that maybe we could have done better?
I mean, it's within our community. It's right down the street. Like, I come here a Saturday or a Sunday to attend Mass, and then, like, it just becomes part of a routine. And so, like, it's just, like, a part of my life, and, like, means stuff. It means something, so.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a part of this parish for all 18 years of my life, so it definitely is, like, a routine. I would say, like, as I've grown older, it's not, I won't say as important to me, but I've kind of almost drifted away. But I just try to keep that thought in the back of my mind that, like, I, like, need to start working on this a little bit more.
Yeah, and I think something else that brings us closer to the parish is how we're involved, like doing the granola bar drive and donuts on a Sunday, like that gets us here. And
You've high school years, super busy. You're getting ready for the next chapter of your life. You're kind of closing that book on your teenage years. But how do you balance that growing in your faith and the busyness? Like, do you feel like you could have done some things different? Do you feel like you've learned some things that you can take on to your next chapter in your life with your faith?
I think it's definitely hard to, like, manage both in high school. And I'll admit, like, my faith, like, hasn't been a number one priority to me. But I know, like, in college, my roommate and I, we, like, talked about, like, we'll go to church on Sundays.
yeah, I think during college too, like, my faith will, I want it to develop more, because I'm going to school in Marquette, which is close to where my grandparents live, so then making it a 15-minute drive to their house to go to church with them on Sunday, that will be important to them and important to me and all of my faith, and yeah.
I would imagine these last few years, the expectation has still been there from your families that that's kind of what we do, even though you had work and, maybe didn't get there all of the time for worship. But now when you do move on to Northern and to Madison, mean, there's nobody really there other than maybe grandma, but to really shake you up a little bit or to encourage you. So it kind of is on your own. So how will you kind of get that inner, I don't know, that inner drive or inner desire to, to walk over to the church at Northern, for instance?
I like a schedule, so obviously I know I'm going to be busy with school, but having that time on a Saturday night or a Sunday morning to just go to church and just not worry about school, I think that'll be important in all of the ways.
Yeah, it definitely will be like a test because I won't have my mom waking me up at 7:30 saying we're going to church. But I know the church that we're going to go to in Madison, my brother went, and they have like really flexible hours. They have like a 9 p.m. mass and like all sorts of stuff like that. So just working around that, I think, will help.
Just speaking to your parents, I mean, how have they been, and if so, how have they been kind of role models for you and showing you how to live the right way and to have this faith that they have? How's their lives inspired your lives?
Oh, my mom's been a big influence. I mean, she's been involved here. She did Liturgy of the Word forever. Now she helps out with street lights and just kind of shows me the right kind of path I want to live my life on.
Yeah, same with my mom. She got more involved with, like, what's the health thing called?
Health and wellness?
Yeah, health and wellness committee. And, like, just seeing that, like, we used to stay after church on a Saturday night when the blood pressure readings were still here, and I just sat there because, that I couldn't drive. So, and just seeing how she interacted with people and, like, connected with the church and with life all in one. So.
Yeah, and, you talk about going to church, but there's other ways to live your faith. Can you think of other ways that because I know you guys are faithful and, I mean, you're just good kids, and that in itself is being a faithful life. Is it hard to kind of stick to your values in today's world? Is it, because you guys got a lot of pressures going on. You got a lot of influences, and
yeah.
Is it?
I wouldn't say it's hard to stick to my values because, like, I do what I want. I let my friends and, like, peers do what they want. I just stay on my own path. But even, like, working at St. Vincent's, like, having patients who are just praying, and I'm like, I'm here for you. Like, I'm praying for you too. So I'm praying for all my patients, and yeah,
that's living your faith.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same as Jillian, where like I just do what I want, my friends do what they want. But I think a big thing is just always knowing in the back of my head that like God has a plan for me. So
yeah, and there's a path that, like, whatever way I take, there's a path that's already like set down for me.
So I'm curious about that path. If you envision yourself, not 4 years from now, because you'll probably be finishing up college, I'm guessing, but let's say 8 years from now, what do you envision yourself being or doing 8 years from now?
Having a job and maybe a family. So.
A job in what?
Nursing.
Okay.
Yeah, probably, hopefully graduated from college, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do. I might switch my major or something like that, but hopefully, I'll be 26. Girlfriend, maybe wife, starting a family. Just.
If you could say to anybody in high school, middle school, what would you say to them about living your faith? What advice do you want to leave the next generation?
Everyone's path is different. Find your own. Find what you want to do and follow what you think is right.
Yeah, I would say just try to keep your faith at your top of your priorities because it's probably the most important thing in your life as you grow older.
So this podcast is called Revealed, and it's, kind of, you guys have kind of talked about your faith life, but where do you see God? Where do you see the sacred in your ordinary life? Where do you see that sacredness in day-to-day life?
My desire to help people, whether I'm at work, at a store or something, like if someone needs help, I'm willing to step in.
To be those hands of Christ.
I would say just like acts of kindness we see throughout the day kind of brings back hope to our world that we still have a lot of good people in it.
Well, Jillian and Evan, it has been a pleasure to sit down and talk with you, especially as you begin this kind of last approach to the end of your high school career and the celebrations that you're going to have. For you to be able to take some time out of, I know, a super busy schedule. We've been really privileged to have you on Revealed. So thanks for spending some time with us, and just blessings and all goodness in whatever lies ahead in your college years.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
This has been Revealed, a podcast sponsored by Resurrection Catholic Parish in Green Bay, Wisconsin.